If you're watching the NBA this season and aren't aggressively betting on games, what the fuck are you doing? Because if you follow the path I'm about to lay out for you, this one season could set you up for the next 5 to 10 years of your life. The NBA is statistically one of, if not the easiest sports to bet on just because of all the opportunities there are every single week. So it would be irresponsible of me to let you miss out. So I'm gonna give you my 5-step process that made me over $200,000 just this season alone. If it's worked for me, why reinvent the wheel? This is not only gonna show you how to find banger ass plays, but it's gonna show you how to avoid the plays that will destroy your entire account overnight. Anyways, let's get it. Step 1, do not bet on the first book that you see. You may not know this, but not all books are created equal. In fact, you could be drastically overpaying for your lines right now without even realizing it. The reason these sites do this is something called recency bias. Basically, this means that if a player is super hot, the line is going to be priced in a way where they're expected to continue popping off. Now you have to pay very close attention to this and make the right call when it comes to these odds. You have to do your homework and scan the board and check out what other books are doing. Every single time you overpay for your lines, you're chipping away at that profit that you desperately need. What could have been a $10,000 month, now you only get $7,000 because you're overpaying over 20%. So trust me, it does make an impact. Combining this with step number 5 turns into an absolute weapon, so make sure you're paying attention and watch until the end of this fucking video. Step number 2 is working on your line timing. This is very simple but super overlooked when it comes to increasing your profit per bet. And it involves you timing when you jump into a bet instead of just taking it right away. Sports betting is a game of probabilities and you want to increase your percentage of cashing as much as possible with data. If you're unsure about a player because they're on injury report, why the fuck would you bet on them and risk them literally not playing as good? Or maybe the injury was serious or maybe it wasn't. Like, there's a lot of shit that goes into this. You also want to be prioritizing high probability setups, and this is something you can control by hopping in on the lines early. If you have all the information that you need and you see that line, you better hop on that shit right away, because once they get bumped, they lose all their value, and once you lose by 0.5, you guys understand that fucking feeling. But there's a sweet spot to doing this, and it does come with a lot of practice. And similar to step number 1, it does add up over a course of a month or even a year. Having these little edges might even be the difference of an unprofitable year and a very profitable year. Just like step fucking 3. Do your homework on a team's strengths and its weaknesses. Thanks to the internet, it is easy as fuck to tell when a certain player is winning or failing to certain elements of their game. And based on this data, you can start assigning rankings like it's fucking NBA 2K or Madden. For example, the Denver Nuggets give up the most assists out of any team in the league. Knowing this, you can start making more educated guesses. You know a team or a player going up against the Nuggets next week? Well, maybe the first thing you can do is start looking at assist props. And the opposite would be true with a team like the Rockets. The Rockets are known for having a killer ass assist defense, so you would not be wanting to target assist props. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, there's so many NBA games that the data you're getting for this season is gonna be on point. Because you're not just pulling data from 1 or 2 games, you're pulling it from dozens. Especially as you go later into the season, the stats are just gonna be way more reliable. Step 4 is to understand your fucking spreads. If you're looking at a game with a 14-point spread, that means the books are expecting this game to be a blowout. So many people would look at me and say, oh, I'm gonna bet on the underdog so I can 10x my money. That's fucking stupid, and you need to stop thinking like this. Seriously, I never touch those games. I only really look at close games that are gonna be competitive. This is way smarter because you're not just chucking Hail Marys to hope you fucking cash out for 100x. In the more competitive games, the players are gonna get more minutes, which is more opportunity for you to fucking cash. Most people don't think this way though. They wanna buy lottery tickets and be fucking degenerates. And yeah, you know they might hit 1 out of 20 times and post that one slip all over social media, but trust me, they are not profitable. If you want to start making money consistently, then you need to target the competitive games. Making $200,000 this NBA season wouldn't be possible without this key thing, and that is watching when and how often a team plays. Now, if you've seen the meme about timing ovulation cycles for the WNBA, you're gonna understand this. The books also do not price this into the line, so this is a literal cheat code. One team's schedule may be different than the team that they're playing. Maybe the Nets haven't played in 4 days while they're going up against the Celtics, who have been playing back-to-back games. Now, if you look into the team's history and see that they do exceptionally well when they have these type of breaks, you can assume that these teams do well when they're rested. Or maybe it's the opposite. When a team has back-to-back games and they're on a heater, they're super hard to beat. Either way, you can use this to your favor by noticing these trends and catch the wave because they aren't factored into the book. This is by far one of my favorite tricks that allowed me to spot a lot of these props that no one's really paying attention to. Now look, you either have two options for the rest of this NBA season. One, you either take the time to figure out all of this shit just as I did. It works, don't get me wrong, but it's gonna take a shit ton of practice for you to actually get it down. And just think about all the money that you're gonna lose in the process trying to learn all this stuff. Or if you're lazy and smart, you can shortcut your way to learning all of this with me and my team. I'm giving away picks in my Discord like it's Goodwill every single day, every single game. We have people like my boy Ryan who turned $100 into 7,000, or even my boy Jimmy who turned $50 into over 8,000. They've been literally printing this season with no effort, all because of the picks that I'm feeding them. And if you want the same plays that literally change these guys' lives, click the link in the description. Go check it out because it's actually fucking dirt cheap for the amount of money that you guys could be winning. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all later and happy fucking gambling.